Hello, this is Everton fan 77, and yesterday I put out a video basically talking about the potential of an Arsenal career mode, one season for glory series, and basically that was because one of my subscribers actually left a comment saying, could you do an Arsenal career mode? And then I kind of got onto the topic about doing a one season for glory series. So that led me to yesterday's video, uploading basically a question video saying, will I do an Arsenal career mode? And I got a pretty good response saying, yeah, we want to see it. So here it is, the Arsenal career mode. It is a one season for glory series. Now, I was considering either doing a Super League or a Premier League, but when you think about it, Arsenal don't have the same squad which PSG had for my other one season for glory series, which was in a Super League. Also, the League One is less competitive than the Premier League. So really, the only real star player at Arsenal, like but 85 and above, is Santi Cazorla. And yeah, because with the squad updates, he's up to 85, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, so that's their only star player. So when you think about it, Arsenal on FIFA don't have much, like, they've got a great squad, but not much star quality within that squad. So that basically led me to the idea of just doing an Arsenal career mode in the Premier League, because that's probably my best chance of getting glory, because the Super League would be pushing it a bit too far to achieve glory in that season. So anyway, this is how I've rearranged the squad. I haven't made too many changes to the actual default squad. I was going to change, and originally I was going to change it to a 4-3-3, but I decided, hey, you know what, that's a good formation. I'll stick with this to start off with and see how we go. So Podolski is at striker, as you can see there. So that's probably the main change. Also, well, rather than left wing, and then also Cazorla's at centre attacking mid, and then you have Gervinho and Walcott on the wings, and then I brought Jack Wilshere into the starting lineup. So I pretty much put Rosicky, Oxlade-Chamberlain, I think, was in the starting lineup, and maybe, I can't remember who the other player was, but those were the players I got rid of in the starting lineup. I also promoted Abu Dhabi to the bench because he's too good to be sitting on the reserves as well. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Objectives are obviously win the cup, reach the final of the Champions League, and win the Premier League as well. So these are our first three players we were looking at signing, but actually go ahead and make an offer for David Villa from Barcelona. I love saying it like that. I always say Barcelona like the ESPN commentators do. But yeah, Barcelona reject our contract offer, so we up it by £500,000 for a £7.5 million bid. And yeah, then we get an offer for Thomas Eisfield. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce his name. We're just getting rid of all the low overall youngsters because they're not going to be part of our squad. We only have one season to get some glory, so we're going to have to sell all those players to make room for us in our squad, and also for some extra cash as well. Even if it is a little bit can go a long way within good hands on FIFA. So that's what we're going to be trying to do throughout this season. Now we actually get David Villa. They accept our offer for David Villa, so we actually get him lower than the counter offer, and we go into contract negotiations. Also, Blackburn Rovers have accepted our counter offer for Miguel, or Miquel, however you say it. I'm not sure how to pronounce a lot of these foreign names. I'm actually not too good with some of the lower overall players from Arsenal, because I'm not too familiar with the pronunciation of the name. We get a very low offer for Szczesny, so I counter offer it to 20 million. If you don't want to get rid of the player, just counter offer to a massive offer. You never know what luck you can get. Maybe you can meet somewhere in the middle. But yeah, only if you know you're not going to be getting rid of that player anytime soon. Just counter offer it to a massive offer and see if you can get lucky and see if they can match it. So then you can just go out and buy an absolute beast with that money. But unfortunately, it didn't come off there. But as you can see, we go ahead, sign David Villa, and put him, replace him with Nacho Monreal on the bench. Now, that is the confirmation of the selling of Miquel. Now we go back in to our shortlist. We have Kaká and Daniel Agger there on the shortlist. Now we're going to try and do something, an old FIFA 12 trick, which EA changed for FIFA 13. It is the full season loan with a fee at the end. Now we'd pull out at the last minute with the fee, so we wouldn't have to pay it, and then we'd get a quality player like Kaká on loan for the season. But unfortunately, even though we make a good offer for Kaká, they actually do not accept our bid, and basically we up the ante. They don't accept 15 million. The board won't allow us to spend that much. We go 14 million, 13 million. They actually reject that as well. It's like, screw this, we'll go to 11. I'm like, what? Why are they accepting that? Go to the original bid. And now they're not accepting the original bid because it's too extravagant. So that was a bit weird there, but unfortunately that rules Kaká out of the picture. Now moving on to the next signing, or selling, I guess, that we would make, is Jamie Mead off to, I think it was Carlisle United, and then we'd make a massive counter offer for Thomas Vermaelen there. As I said before, if you don't want to get rid of the player, but like you still Only if you know the player. You don't want to get rid of the player. Like, say it's like Messi or Ronaldo, and you're not going to get any better with a replacement. Just make a massive counter offer and see if you can get lucky. And I make some pretty big counter offers here. Like 3 million for Luis Fabianski is quite a big counter offer, and basically trying to up the bid, seeing if we can get lucky. Although nothing's come off yet, we tried it with Thomas Vermaelen as well, upping it to 14.7 million, I think it was. Anyway, for the first game of the episode, it was against, I think it was Augsburg. I'm not sure that's pronounced it, but it's a Bundesliga squad, so good competitive opposition. Augsburg, that's how you pronounce it. And then what also happens is, even though we did sign David Villa, we actually choose to bench him to give Gervinho the chance to see if he's still the first team material we're looking for. But anyway, in these games, I'll only be showing the goals because we've got a lot of transfer stuff to get through, and that'll just make a massive episode if we show all the highlights. And yeah, as you can see there, Walcott just pace abuse, all the way around the defender, and Szczesny actually gets the assist for that because he throws it straight to Walcott, and Walcott just uses his speed. Walcott bags a second there to give himself the brace. We go up 2-0, but then later on in the game, they actually pull one back. Szczesny with some dodgy goalkeeping there as they head home in the 79th minute. The game finishes 2-1, and not a bad result. Always nice to get a win in the preseason friendly games. Even if it is against lesser opposition, it is still a quality Bundesliga squad, and it's a good win overall. So I'm happy with the result. Walcott as well. However, they were two pretty lucky goals, one with complete pace abuse and one with a lucky deflection. However, even if they were lucky goals, we get the result and get some morale boosted within the squad. So a good result there, but we have to move on to the off-field stuff. All the contract negotiations, selling players, transfers, all that happens. But unfortunately, nothing much happens. We actually don't get any big offers for any of our players. So it stays relatively quiet within the period between those two games. But now I'll switch things up for the next game. Lucas Podolski is relegated to the bench, not because of bad form, but just because of squad rotation. And David Villa actually takes his spot because I want to see how David Villa plays in striker, because those are his two main positions, left wing and striker. And I used him in left wing off the bench in the last game. David Villa actually goes on to get himself a goal here. Nice goal from David Villa, clinical finish. But then actually score a free kick. And yeah, that was quite disappointing for Szczesny not to keep that one out. But Gervinho, trying to show off that he is first team material, runs around the defender, finds Olivier Giroud. Giroud's just going to head that home all day, coming off the bench, replacing David Villa and scoring a goal. So he's kind of been out of the picture the whole time because besides his aerial threat, he's not very good to use on FIFA. But I thought I'd just give him a go off the bench. Goes on, gets 2 goals. So he's really kind of played with my mind a bit there over first team selection as, yeah, 2 good headers, 1 terrific leaning back, diving header almost. A great finish from Giroud there. Really puts the pressure on players like Villa and Podolski for that starting striking role. Anyway, we get an offer from Wolfsburg for Koscielny, and I do what I always do, as I say every time, just put it up for a massive counter offer, try and get lucky. We didn't get lucky there, but anyway, moving on to the next one. This one isn't but necessarily hope for the best counter offer. It is actually tactical. Hoping I could get an 8.5 million bid from Hanover for Thomas Rosicky, but unfortunately, as you're about to see, it doesn't actually pay off. Arsenal are champions-elect here. As you can say, the board wants us to win the Premier League. Our predicted finish is 3rd. However, it'll be a tough ask to win the Premier League, because if you look at our squad, as I mentioned at the start, there is not much star material or world-class star quality there. It's a great squad to work with. It's fantastic. Lots of solid players there, but they just don't have the world stars Chelsea, City, and Man U have. Also, like, not even a player like Gareth Bale that Spurs have. And the game against Getafe finishes 1-0. Podolski with an outside of the foot, or not a screamer, but just a fantastic power shot from him. Hanover actually don't accept our offer for Rosicky, and that is where the episode finishes up. I hope you liked this episode of the Arsenal One Season for Glory series. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll be back with episode 2 soon. See you, and have a nice week.